Hi guys, how are you doing today? So today I want to talk about something that's very dear to my heart. One of my lifelong passions is martial arts, and currently I'm a brown belt in Shorin Ryu Karate, and yeah, so yeah, for me at least, I think it's time to maybe give up the chase for the black belt, not just in karate in general. I think for all kinds of martial arts that requires a belt for the ranking. Well, I understand that it's very important belting system, and this is important for our mastery, for our ranking, and so that there's like a goal or something to achieve. And it's one of my dreams in life to be a black belt, well, at least in any martial art that I like. But the thing is, not all dreams can come true. Well, depending on the situation, it depends on the. It's like depends on where you are living in. If that martial art has a stable economy or a stable school or dojo or organization. But the problem is, one of the biggest problem right now is the pandemic, and we can't just say that we can just train online. Well, not everyone has that privilege. And not all instructors can always train online. Not all the especially my instructors, they have their full-time jobs. Karate is not their full-time job. They would rather teach karate for free. Well, it's a greatest blessing, but can be a disadvantage because our School of Martial Arts does not have a school, literally. So since it does not profit, it can't have its own place, its own equipment, its own instructors. But that's not the really, that's not really the problem that I have. It's the because I have my own place. I have rented a big house so where I can train martial arts, especially karate, all day if I wanted to. But I'm not happy anymore. Uh, I've learned what I need to learn to defend myself. So I will try to explain. Well, yeah. So that's basically it. There's no more goal for me to reach since there's no more personal instruction classes. So especially because our organization or our school of karate is very limited even now, because especially we are not non-profit. But if we because we are non-profit organization, well, even though I have my own place, so I maybe I've changed, maybe My priorities have changed and my lifestyle have changed. Uh, I always wanted to, when I was younger, like martial arts was on my mind, always on my mind, 24/7. But after like 20 years now that I have my own place, so it seems like long overdue, and my mind, my soul does not need martial arts anymore. I'm not happy with it anymore, and just chasing after the black belt one, especially during the pandemic. No one's gonna promote you. There's no school, there's no dojo, there's no instructors. No one's gonna promote you to black belt because, yeah, I think my biggest problem with it is um, the chase for respect, for acceptance in society. It's also drilled in the martial arts belting system because you need to prove yourself worthy to be a black belt, to be promoted to whatever belt. I mean, I think we should stop looking for external acceptance from others, always trying to prove yourself, trying to prove yourself worthy, trying to get respect from other people, especially with martial arts and karate. I need to gain the respect of my instructors. Well, I've gained some respect from them. We've been really close friends for like more than 5 years now, I think. I've gained their trust. We're very close, but I still need to prove myself because it's very ironic. So I was almost going to be promoted to black belt, but I was working in a call center, and before I was training karate, even though I had lack of sleep, working late at night, I still practiced 5 years ago. But like after a couple years, my body couldn't handle it anymore. I can't take heavy, intense karate training while working at night in a call center with shifting schedules. It's really insane. So I was almost promoted, but I couldn't even get to class because I had to prioritize my job and my future. So I think it's very late. If you're already an adult, it's late. Well, for me, because I was working in a call center, it's really unhealthy lifestyle. So I decided to work on my early retirement so I can practice karate anytime, all I want. So if there's a class session, I will always be there. But then, so just when I was about to retire, well, I'm retired now, but that was like last year before the pandemic. I was almost about to retire, and then suddenly the pandemic happened. So and then I retired. I just decided to retire because I can retire anyway. Retire from working because I also wanted to retire and practice martial arts, get my black belt. That's one of my goals. So retire and live a life that I wanted every day. But then the pandemic happened, so even though I have my own place, my instructors cannot come here. Even though I have my own dojo space, because they are afraid of the pandemic, which is good because they are just following policies. But yeah, I always wanted to have a private place where our school of karate can have a place to train. But yeah, life happens, pandemic happens, so yeah, so I think it's time to maybe overall just to you don't need a black belt to defend yourself. Honestly, you don't need to prove yourself anymore. Anyway, martial arts was made for self-defense, not to prove yourself. So maybe just train by yourself, by your own pace. So I mean, you know the basics. So anyway, I mean that's the most important thing is the basics. So yeah, you can just train yourself. Anyway, it's self-discovery. Martial arts is self-discovery. Anyway, it should not be meant to be like a class system, a ranking system. You know, that's why I envy some martial arts because they're just there, casually enjoying having a workout. No need for belts, for ranking. No pressure. Just doing what they love to do, what they want to do. They want to be healthy. They want to be fit. Maybe that's maybe we should just bring back the old traditional martial arts, the old traditional karate, where when it was not even called karate, if I'm correct, they did not have any belting system back then. It was only because they were trying to introduce karate to mainland Japan that, well, if you correct me if I'm wrong, that they introduced the belting system to karate and named it karate. So yeah, I'm still proud to be karateka, Shorin Ryu karateka. It's just that maybe when you've grown older and more mature, you have less need things to worry about. You know, life is already hard as it is. I really don't want to be apathetic, but that's how I feel right now. Maybe just take a break and yeah, because there's really nothing much we can do. A lot of goals are hindered and destroyed or stopped by the pandemic. It's life. Life sucks sometimes. The society sucks. Uh, Humans needed to create a virus, so humans suck. So as people here who are just living our lives, trying to live our lives to the fullest and trying to reach our dreams and our goals, have to be shattered by other people who like to create pandemic viruses and other forms of warfare, because they still haven't moved on. Even though we live in a peaceful time, some people still warmonger, some people still haven't moved on from the past and have to create struggle and have to create more mortality and suffering for other people who are just trying to live their lives, trying to get by, trying to reach their goals and dreams. So yeah, I always wanted to talk about this. Well, I don't have anyone to talk about this. Well, I'm ashamed to tell my instructor right now, one of my instructors, that I will give up on karate. Maybe it's the best thing we can do, just to give up things that we can't. This is out of our control. So because what's happening around the world. So yeah. So yeah, so I'll keep the video short for now. So I'll add anything I want, like if anything I want to add in the comments, pin comment or description. Well, take care. Hope you guys are doing well, and hope you guys can live your dreams someday. Well, if you have a school, online martial arts school, if your martial arts school has online teaching system, maybe you can still get your black belts. But for me, especially for our Shorin Ryu, it's very old school and traditional, and yeah, it is what it is. So we don't have. Some people don't have that luxury because getting a black belt requires other people and social distancing, and it's not maybe not just social distancing, but also reality in life because my instructors also need to work. They have full time jobs, and even though without the pandemic, we were struggling to find the place and the time and the energy to practice. There were just a couple of us, but yeah, I guess it is what it is, and just make do with what you have. Be happy with what you have. I'll be happy. Being a brown belt is already a great achievement. We don't need to be the best or prove that we're the best. We don't need to be a CEO. We don't need to be the president. We don't need to be the highest. We don't need to be at the top ranks. We don't need to be part of the 1% rich. As long as you can find some happiness in what you have in life, I think that's a life worth living for.